There is no doubt that sports of all kinds are among the most important practices. Anyone can do it, and there is no doctor except him. He advises you to remain an athlete as long as you make an effort. I sweat, so it doesn't matter what type of sport it is. It's all in the best interest. Your body and general health are also important. Psychological determination and feeling of desire and gain. All of these words are among the most important motivators. Positive, and of course, exercise is supposed to be. You teach people sportsmanship, all this, it remains beautiful for the eyes and head. But there is a question. It is important that anything can be called a sport or a competition. I mean, these are the people who are working on a world championship. To tighten your wounds with your hearts, we can say to them, they practice sports. In fact, the problem is not limited on the game of tightening your sticks with the wooden, but the subject. He turned out to be much older than that, and the world is full. Welcome to dozens of sports that are stranger than imagination. There is a new topic on the channel. But before we start, you're still new to the channel. Don't forget to do it. Subscribe and activate the bell to receive our videos first. Many people are not convinced that ostriches are captive. It is considered a competitive sport. Unlike knights, those who ride ostriches and those who take the topic, on the other hand, most of the fans who follow, they consider this sport just a comedy segment. For fun, but that doesn't prevent it from being a sport. Its prizes reach tens of thousands. Dollars are clearly the reason for the game's popularity. This is the rise in the prices of horses and ostrich racing. It is very similar to the rules of horse racing. Between you and me, if you come to the truth and think you will find it, when you buy an ostrich and bring it into captivity, the topic will not be lost, so try it. I have earned goodness and blessings that I have not earned. May God bless you and heal you in general. Ostrich races are really popular, especially large in South Africa and the States. The United States of America, truth be told, is an ostrich. It would be the same if she took the matter seriously and ran like horses. The race will remain very exciting. As ostriches are lighter, horses run at speeds reaching 70 kilovolts. The watch and even riding it is almost like riding a horse. The big difference is that the rider depends on his mood. The ostrich depends most on his skills. Don't wait for the high professionalism and skill of knight. And these words about horse racing are in a race. Ostrich has the sweetest trot, even some. Ostrich in the middle of the race with damage returns second in line. The beginning is very normal and of course random events. There are no surprises that happen in ostrich racing. His entertainment factors race. Almost none of us grow up. He didn't try to play the game of rest, which is wrestling. Is a very popular sport in it. They are champions and do exercises in the gym and everything. But have you seen anyone playing this game with his toes? If you are surprised by the idea, feel comfortable in me. Someone else loves it and thinks he is doing it. But it is a sport that has competitions. And the game is about the way you interlock your big toe with your big toe, the second big man, and the struggle begins. And this is the sport that you don't like. Prizes up to $50,000 for the center owner. The first is that the organizers of this sport came to them. He turned like this and they advanced in age 1997 with a request to enter the Olympics. But I don't know why the administration did not accept the request. At that time, the rules of the game are very simple. First, take off your shoes and drink before playing. The smell of your feet no longer smells bad because of the masses. Thirdly, what? You don't have calluses on your feet, and this is the issue. What is the meaning of the kalu or kalu recipe? An excess of dead skin appears on the leg because of the tight shoes, and the game organizers are considered. The callus has a rough texture and looks like a competitor. It violates the principle of equal opportunities, and that is why it is necessary. Your legs do not have any calluses under these conditions. Sports organizers have been adhering to it for a year. 1976 is the year in which wrestling began. Toes in a Derbyshire pub in the United Kingdom. It is not that far away, invented by Con Drunk. One of the strange rivalries that it is considered a sport that completely contradicts any meaning known for the word sport is the sport of Juranic or face era sport. This sport is one of the strangest sports in the whole world, even if we agreed that it is a sport and not even a competitor, the basis, but regardless, we agreed no. Those who play it enter it, international competitions with prizes in the thousands. Dollars and your money are money. It's 100% sports. It also has health benefits by strengthening the facial muscles, and I will add more poetry to you. This sports house is for her history, but it has been loved for hundreds of years. England started competing in the game this year, 1297 AD, and it was a popular tradition. Roofy works regularly between some villages in England, but now its competitions are its own. It is more organised and includes all groups, including one from the countryside. That Englishman is someone from a city or someone from abroad. All of England is busy and its own competition. Its name is the World Green Championship, the international championship of the face era. Even if any of you, he intends to go and participate in the competition. Look at me, the first mirror. If it is about to be of the timid type, if people are afraid, you will have a chance, you win. But if you look cute and that's not it, go and understand the gameplay. You have a horse's collar as if it were a frame from which you stand. Your face, and the second step is to draw. The worst or strangest thing you can do is the most important thing, to squeeze. Your muscles are rigid, and the more you can squeeze, the more. The closer you get to winning, the better it is. The contestant makes some sound effects like this: gurgle, gargle, anything, and the winner will be determined through 6 governors in addition to a vote from the masses and the most famous place where events are held. For this sport, it is the Mont Crab exhibition in England, so that the girls don't upset the tournament, divided into 2 tournaments, one for men and one for men. For women, Tommy Mattinson is considered a legend. Algernon is undoubtedly a talented man. By nature, he has won the championship 16 times so far. He was even received personally by Queen Elizabeth, the year 2017, as a kind of encouragement for his great talent and his achievements. The huge one. Racing is one of the most famous and dangerous sports. Absolutely, both racing cars and racing cars, motorcycles, boats, horses, as you wish, take it with you. This race is a race of beds, contrary to the basic wisdom that I use, because the bed is comfort, warmth and sleep. There is still a race of beds filled with joy and running, falling, water jumping. Bed racing competition. There will be teams, each of which consists of 7, 5 main personnel and 2 reserves each. A group brings a wheeled bed and starts pushing it as hard as it can, as fast as possible, to get ahead of the other teams. They win the competition, and this sport is also a thing of the past. In the United Kingdom, it is important. First, there was a bed competition in a small town, North Yorkshire, in 1965 AD. Those who started this sport were military soldiers. The competition starts with a siren for the soldiers sleeping in beds, and those at first, when they hear the whistle, they get up immediately, the crowbar and the weapon, and they go running and jumping in. The soldier then walks or swims in a pool of water or a puddle of mud, depending on the cap, what is in it, and then comes out of the water, changes. He wears his clothes and military uniform and goes running. This cue was the original competition before she becomes famous and gets some developments. Along with the rest of the people, participate in it, instead of weapons and crowbars. Contestants are required to make Barb's bed, detachable wheels, preferably buoyant. Also, since they are going to put water in it, there is a lot of water in it. The race. Every team is trying to overcome the views, the houses, and the cliffs. He meets her so that in the end they can complete the distance. The total race is about 3 kilometers. The competition is held regularly every year in the 2nd year, on a Saturday in June. A tradition that has continued for years. 1966 did not stop until 2020. And 221, as everything else was. I'm standing, but that's it. We're done. Who got here? What has arrived is that you are the best people to work for us. Like before you leave, so we can know how many people there are. Make it to the end, and don't forget, if you have a nomination for an episode, write it for us in the comments. Goodbye.